I want an open relationship, and I'm starting tonight with your best friend. I replied, okay. Then I immediately invited my gorgeous, wealthy ex, whom she is jealous of, over for the weekend. Now my wife is begging me to kick her out. I, 35 male, am still trying to process the absolute audacity. So picture this. Last Thursday night, I'm making dinner, and my wife, Catherine, 32, walks in. We've been married 5 years, together for 8. Things haven't been great lately. A bit stale maybe, but I figured it was just a rut. Normal marriage stuff, right? Wrong. She stands there, arms crossed, and drops this gem. Catherine, Patrick, we need to talk. I'm not happy. I feel trapped. Okay, what's going on? We can work on it. Therapy? A trip? No, it's more than that. I've been doing some thinking. I want an open relationship. I just stared at her. Open relationship? Where the hell did that come from? Before I can even get my thoughts straight, she hits me with part 2. And I want to be honest, I'm starting tonight with Alexander. Alexander, my best friend since college, the guy who was best man at our wedding. The sheer betrayal hit me like a freight train. I felt the blood drain from my face. For a second, I genuinely thought I was going to be sick. She's standing there looking almost expectant, like I'm supposed to just roll over. I took a breath. That cold, hard clarity hit me. This wasn't a discussion, it was a declaration. She wasn't asking, she was telling. And with Alexander, that wasn't just a desire for openness, that was a calculated stab in the back. Visibly surprised, a little smirk playing on her lips. Oh, okay, that was easier than I thought. Yep, okay. She actually looked smug. Great, well, I'm gonna go get ready. Alexander's picking me up around 8. She practically skipped out of the room. The moment she was gone, my mind was racing. Hurt? Oh yeah, immense. But beneath that, a different kind of resolve started to form. If this was the game she wanted to play, then fine. 2 can play. I pulled out my phone, scrolled to a name I hadn't called in a couple of years, but someone Catherine was intensely, almost irrationally jealous of. Rachel, 35. My ex from before Catherine. Rachel's successful, runs her own tech startup, travels the world. And yeah, she's stunning. Catherine always felt threatened by her, even though Rachel and I ended things amicably, and she's always been nothing but polite. Rachel picked up on the 3rd ring. Hey Rachel, it's Patrick. Long time. Listen, this is going to sound completely out of the blue, but what are you doing this weekend? Patrick? Wow. Nothing concrete. Why? How would you feel about an impromptu visit? My treat. Stay at my place. Let's just say I suddenly find myself with a very open weekend. Rachel, bless her, has always been sharp. A beat of silence then. Patrick, what did she do? Me. Story for another time, or for when you get here. So are you in? Consider my bags packed. Send me the flight options. This sounds intriguing. I booked her first-class ticket for the next morning. Our house is in my name only, an inheritance from my grandparents. Her name isn't on the deed or the mortgage. Catherine has her own car. I have mine. No joint accounts, thankfully. We've always kept finances mostly separate after a disastrous early attempt at a joint checking account where her spending habits became a major issue. Catherine left around 8 p.m., all smiles and excitement. Didn't even give me a second glance. The silence in the house was deafening. But now, it wasn't just filled with my hurt. It was filled with anticipation. She wants an open relationship? Okay, let's see how she likes it when the door swings both ways. Update 1, 3 days later. Well folks, the weekend was eventful. As predicted, Catherine's entitlement levels are off the charts. Rachel arrived Friday morning. She's even more gorgeous than I remember and just a genuinely cool, funny person. It was surprisingly easy to fall back into a comfortable rapport with her. We spent the day catching up, laughing. It felt nice, like a weight I didn't realize I was carrying had been lifted. The house felt lighter. Catherine rolled in around 1 a.m. Friday night, Saturday morning. She was clearly expecting me to be moping or angry. She walked into the living room where Rachel and I were having a glass of wine and watching a movie. The record scratch moment was epic. What is she doing here? Voice like ice. Oh, hey Catherine, you remember Rachel? Catherine, good to see you again. Patrick, what the hell is going on? Why is she in our house? Me, well, you said we're in an open relationship now, so I invited an old friend to spend the weekend. You were out with Alexander. I figured it was fine. I kept my voice perfectly level. Her face went through about 5 different shades of red and white. The smugness from Thursday night, gone, replaced by pure, unadulterated fury. An open relationship doesn't mean you invite your ex to stay in our marital home without even discussing it with me. This is completely different. Me, is it? You started a new dynamic with my best friend without discussing it. I'm just embracing the new rules you laid out. Besides, it's my house, remember? Rachel, to her credit, just sipped her wine and looked mildly interested, like watching a particularly bad reality TV show. Catherine, Alexander is your friend. This is a stranger. Rachel is hardly a stranger, Catherine, and Alexander is my friend whom you decided to sleep with. Potato. She started sputtering. You can't do this. This is disrespectful. I live here too. And you're welcome to live here under the new terms you established. Rachel's my guest for the weekend. She actually stomped her foot. I want her gone, now. That's not going to happen, Catherine. She's my guest. You went out with Alexander. I have company. Seems fair to me. Rachel then chimed in, calm as can be. Catherine, I assure you, I have no intention of overstaying my welcome. Patrick invited me for the weekend. I'll be gone Sunday evening. Catherine then turned on Rachel. You planned this. You're trying to break up my marriage. Rachel, actually, from what Patrick's implied, you seem to be doing a fine job of that yourself. I'm just here for a friendly visit. Catherine then stormed off to the spare bedroom, our master bedroom suddenly not appealing to her, it seems, and slammed the door. Heard her furiously texting, probably to Alexander or her sister, Deborah. Deborah, 29, has always thought Catherine walks on water, and I'm barely good enough for her. The rest of Saturday was tense. Catherine refused to be in the same room as us. She'd glare if she passed us in the hallway. Rachel and I mostly ignored her and went about our day. Went for a nice brunch, a walk in the park. When we got back, Catherine cornered me in the kitchen. Catherine, you have to make her leave. This is humiliating. Alexander felt so awkward knowing she was here. Alexander felt awkward? Interesting. Did he feel awkward when he was with my wife? That's different. We have a connection. You're just doing this to punish me. I'm doing this because you announced a new set of rules. I'm playing by them. You don't get to dictate that they only apply to you. She then tried tears. Don't you love me anymore, Patrick? How could you do this to me? Me, the real question, Catherine, is how could you do what you did with Alexander of all people and expect me to just, what? Be okay with it and sit at home alone? No answer, just more glares. Rachel leaves tomorrow afternoon. Catherine has been making passive-aggressive comments non-stop. She even accidentally spilled her coffee near Rachel's luggage this morning. Thankfully, nothing got on it. The entitlement is astounding. She genuinely believed she could unilaterally change the terms of our marriage, betray me with my best friend, and I would just accept it, while she gets to control all aspects of this new openness. Nope, not happening. Let's see what tomorrow brings. This is far from over. Update 2, a week after Update 1. So, Rachel left last Sunday as planned. The moment her Uber pulled away, Catherine pounced. Catherine, right, she's gone. Now we can talk about this properly. You got your little revenge tantrum out of your system. So, the open relationship thing, obviously it's just for me. You overreacted. I just looked at her. The sheer unadulterated gall. Me, Catherine, there's nothing to talk about regarding that. You open this door, it stays open, or it closes for both of us. Permanently. As in, we get divorced. Don't be so dramatic. You wouldn't divorce me. And I'm not giving up Alexander. He understands me. The next few days were a masterclass in passive aggression and entitlement. She'd talk loudly on the phone to Alexander in front of me, saying things like, "Oh, Patrick's just being sensitive. He'll get over it." She invited Alexander over to our house for dinner on Tuesday. I was in my home office, and I heard them laughing in the kitchen. I walked out. Alexander had the decency to look a bit ashamed. Catherine just glared, defiant. Me, Alexander, I think you should leave. You can't kick him out. I invited him. Me, it's my house, Catherine, and he's no longer welcome here. You want to see him? Fine. See him elsewhere, not under the roof I pay for. Alexander, to his credit, muttered an apology, and practically ran out. Catherine was furious. "You're trying to control me. This is what I was talking about. You're so possessive." Then came the dirty tricks phase. On Thursday, I got a call from my boss. Apparently, an anonymous email had been sent to HR, claiming I was emotionally unstable and creating a hostile environment at home that was affecting my work. The email hinted at erratic behavior and potential substance abuse. It was clearly designed to cause maximum damage to my career. My blood ran cold. This was a new low, even for her. Thankfully, I have a good relationship with my boss and HR. I calmly explained that my wife and I were going through a severe marital crisis, initiated by her, and that these accusations were baseless and retaliatory. I even offered to take a drug test on the spot. They were understanding, saw it for what it likely was, but said they'd have to document it. It was humiliating. That evening, her sister Deborah showed up, full battle axe mode. "Deborah, Patrick, Catherine is a wreck because of you. First, you embarrass her with that woman, then you kick her new partner out, and now you're threatening her. She needs support, and you're just being cruel." "Deborah, with all due respect, Catherine blew up our marriage by sleeping with my best friend and then demanded an open relationship on her terms. She sent a malicious email to my work. I'm not being cruel, I'm reacting to her actions. Alexander makes her happy. You should want her to be happy. You're supposed to support her through this transition." Me? Support her cheating on me and trying to ruin my career? No, that's not how this works. The argument went in circles, with Deborah basically saying Catherine could do no wrong and I was a monster. After Deborah left, still fuming from the HR incident, I told Catherine, "This has gone too far. The email to my work is beyond unacceptable. I want you to pack your bags. I want you out of my house. You can't kick me out. I have rights. This is my home too." Me, actually, no. The house is solely in my name. You're not on the deed or the mortgage. I've consulted a lawyer. You have 24 hours to pack your essentials. You can arrange a time to get the rest of your things later. The look on her face, priceless. Panic, then fury, then tears. The works. "Catherine, you're doing this because of Rachel, aren't you? You want her to move in." Me, "I'm doing this because you betrayed me, disrespected me, tried to damage my career, and have shown zero remorse. You made your bed with Alexander, Catherine. Now go lie in it." She started screaming then about how I was heartless, how I'd regret this, how she'd take me for everything I had, which, legally, isn't much since we have no joint assets of significance and the house is premarital, essentially. I just stood there. 24 hours, Catherine. This isn't just about the open relationship anymore. This is about a fundamental lack of respect and a willingness to actively harm me. The revenge isn't just inviting Rachel over. The revenge is me taking back my life and my home, and showing her that actions have severe, unavoidable consequences. Final update, 2 months later. It's been a wild couple of months since I gave Catherine the ultimatum. Peace and quiet have mostly returned to my life, and damn, it feels good. Catherine did not take the 24-hour eviction notice well. There was yelling, sobbing, a call to her mom, who then called me to tell me what a terrible human being I was. Standard stuff. But I stood firm. My lawyer had already drafted a formal notice, which I handed to her. She eventually left, taking her essentials, and a week later, her sister Deborah and their mom came for the rest of her stuff. It was a tense pickup. They tried to argue, to claim things that weren't hers. I had a friend there as a witness, and we just stuck to the facts. If her name wasn't on it, or she didn't buy it with her own money with proof, it stayed. They left, muttering about how I'd get what's coming to me. Alexander, my now ex-best friend, tried to reach out a few times. Apologies, excuses, I didn't know it would blow up like this. Catherine can be very persuasive. I blocked him everywhere. The betrayal from him cut almost as deep as Catherine's. Some friendships just can't be salvaged. Catherine, predictably, moved in with Alexander. Heard through the grapevine that lasted all of 3 weeks. Apparently, Catherine, without the comfortable lifestyle I provided, and with the expectation that Alexander would now cater to her every whim, wasn't as appealing. Plus, Alexander's small apartment was a far cry from my house. The connection they had seemed to evaporate pretty quickly when reality hit. She then tried the legal route. Got a letter from some ambulance-chasing lawyer demanding spousal support and half the value of the house. My lawyer shut that down hard and fast. Pointed out the house was an inheritance, non-marital asset in our jurisdiction. The short duration she actually lived there post-inheritance, our separate finances, and for good measure, included a copy of her initial open relationship with Alexander starting tonight. Declaration and a summary of the anonymous but obviously from her email to my HR department. Their response, crickets. The smear campaign was real for a while. Some mutual acquaintances bought her Patrick crazy, threw me out for no reason story. Lost a few of those, but anyone who believed her version without question wasn't much of a friend anyway. My true friends and Rachel, who has been an amazing platonic support through all this, had my back. Last I heard, Catherine had to move back in with her parents. Deborah is apparently still trying to fight her battles, posting vague rants on social media about toxic men and narcissists. Whatever. Their drama is no longer my problem. The best part? The sheer, unadulterated satisfaction of watching her entitlement crash headfirst into the wall of consequences she built herself. She thought she could dictate the terms of our marriage, use my home as a revolving door for her affairs, and even try to destroy my career, all while keeping me on the hook. She miscalculated spectacularly. Inviting Rachel over was just the opening salvo. The real revenge was systematically dismantling the comfortable life Catherine took for granted, all while calmly sticking to logic and the law. That empty space in the closet where her clothes used to be, chef's kiss. Knowing she's back with her parents, her grand, open relationship fantasy in tatters because her chosen partner didn't want the real, entitled Catherine? Deeply, deeply satisfying. I've repainted the spare room, turned it into a proper home gym. The house feels like mine again. Healing from the betrayal will take time, but I'm not a doormat. She wanted an open relationship. I opened the door and showed her out. Good riddance.